first fish. It is very dark at the moment. The sun's still coming up, as you can see. Super dark. Way too dark to film, but unfortunately this is when I've hooked up. I'll flick those off so it doesn't get too much in the camera. It's not a big fish, but it's just a decent start. What do we got? Most likely a little soapy, if I could actually see. There we go. That's awesome. There we go, a little soapy to kick things off. Just on the bait junkie prawn again, 3-inch. Sorry about the lighting, it's still dark, so I've had to use the front light. There's the prawn and his gob. Not a big fish, but we'll take it. We're off the mark, so it's always good to get a fish early. We'll let it go. See if there's any more about. Yeah. Right, time to put the plastics away. 15 minutes, one small one, not too bad. Anyway, I'll put the drone up, have a bit of a look around. Let's get these hard bodies out there. We'll start out with this squirrel. It's caught a few fish in its time. It's also good for like feeling out the bottom. Gets down really deep. It's good for feeling rocks, sand. Just lets you know sort of what's down there. Plus, catches a lot of fish too, which is the most important thing really. But it's definitely a good exploring lure for flatties. I caught heaps of fish on this last year, this squirrel, especially in that colour. I used a few different colours, but because the water's pretty dirty here, that's the one I used the most. Man, it got some good fish. I think the biggest it got was like an 87 or an 89. Can't remember. It was a good fish, but oh, there's a bite. Only about 2 metres from the boat, unfortunately. Oh, good to know there's some biting, but it's not a very big tide, unfortunately, so time is very limited this morning. Right, let's get up into the shallows. Yeah, I thought I'd come and give these flatties a bash today. The simple fact is I haven't really done it this year. I came out for half an hour a couple of weeks ago and that was it. It was too windy. I got one about sort of 70, 75. If it was that blown out, I didn't even bother. Just ended up going home. But it was good to know I got a fish and they were about. But the conditions are absolutely awful. As normal when I go. Hopefully I can pick up 1 or 2, that'd be nice. It's not a big tide, like I said, so I'm only going to have probably a couple of hours. That's enough time, but even just one big one would be nice. Something over 75. They've got to be there, but and hungry. Give it a red hot go. Very, very quiet so far. I just missed another bite then. Sort of grabbed it, swum towards me, but he let go pretty quick. Only 2 bites so far on the flatties. Just really needed the bigger tide this morning. It's not very high, unfortunately. So the bite window is very limited. There's not much water flow either. See if that dare can bring me some luck. Righto guys, we're on. It's only a little one, but we're on. Absolute tiny one compared to what you normally get on the big lures. It's a fish, but we'll take it. We'll get it back in, see if we can get another one. A decent one. Absolutely smashed that for a small fish. He had both hooks in him, so when I struck and he sort of turned side on, there was a fair bit of weight. Felt like a really good fish, but unfortunately it was just the way he was hooked up. It's nice to get one. Very small, but on average of what you normally would get. Very small indeed. We're on, guys. We'll try and keep that rod up high. Got some good head shakes. It's a reasonable fish, that's for sure. Absolute ripper. Look at that, it's a croc. Get in. Oh, oh now it's hooked up. Get up. Oh. Break that squirrel in a second. We should rip the net to pieces. That's not great. But it just means I can buy a new mesh for it anyway. They're strong, these flatties. People underestimate like how powerful they are. Right, guys, short and sweet fight, but that's the fish we wanted. It's an absolute thumper. Oh man, that is an absolute horse. Not sure what length it'll go, but geez, it's fat. There it is, guys, an absolute beauty. 80 centimeters and solid as, real fat, beautiful flatty. Just on the squirrel there, 115. Such a good epic lure. I got heaps of big fish on this last year, and again it's proven its value. What a good fish. Look how fat this thing is. An absolutely beautiful flatty. We'll get it back in the water so we can live to fight another day. It's good to get a big one, that's what we come for. Mission accomplished. Rightio, we'll get you back. You can just dive in and swim off, mate. Really slow morning, but when you're chasing big lizards, like, that's just how it is. Can't complain. 3 bites, 180 centimeter, real fat one too. can see a boat up in the distance, high and dry on a rock bar. I'll probably put the drone up a bit later on, give you a look at it. You got to be real careful going up and down the Hunter River. There's rock bars everywhere, real nasty too. You don't want to hit one of them at full pace. The boat's pretty much guaranteed to get destroyed. That's probably just the best result, just your boat getting destroyed. Well, my line's just getting destroyed at the moment on a snag. Rightio, as you can see, it's really overcast now. 9 AM in the morning. That'll do us for the flatty fishing. Time to go do something else. It was mildly successful. Got the big one we wanted. Apart from that, real quiet. Oh well, we'll try it again another day. Anyway, let's go and find something else to do. We'll probably flick that bait junkie prawn around somewhere, see what we can catch. So stay tuned, more to come. Oh yeah, we are on a fish. Finally, had a heap of bites, just couldn't get one of them. What have we got? A little brimbo. Not a bad little brim on the bait junkie prawn. Settle down, mate, we'll get you back in. Oh, spikes me. It was like a flatty. Sure is. Whee, off he goes. Rightio, we are on a fish. What do we got? Little flatty. Just chucked a hard body on, come out in the wind, straight onto a little flatty. Very windy out here. There's not many options or places to fish. So I just thought I'd come out, try and chase a brim or something like that in the shallows. The wind doesn't help none. It's blowing right in my face. It's not too bad with a little hard body. You can still keep pretty good contact, but it's pretty rough. Another little flatty. And off he goes too. Seems to be the theme of the day with those little ones. On, off. Rightio, well it appears when I press the charge, we haven't got anything happening. Apparently there's no battery. So that's not a good thing. We're gonna have to call the trip short. I've only been out here for a few hours. Anyway, what do you do? I was wondering why I was going backwards at the bridge there when it was on 10. I thought there might have been a few problems, so there definitely is. Anyway guys, sorry to call the trip short. Hopefully I can fix this problem before next weekend, and I'll see you guys then. Take it easy.